And we are rolling.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing today?
Hey, you guys.
So thank you so much for joining us. We have a really amazing, interesting guest
Yes,
today.
very interesting.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be a good one.
Look, he's looking at all smiles. So he's
Yeah.
got some questions for her. He's got some questions.
Look, I got questions. Boy, look.
Um,
Yes.
Anyway, so we have today Miss Taylor Sparks. She is an erotic educator,
Yes.
sex goddess, and a coach that teaches ethical, non-monogamous relationships. So she coaches
Yeah.
couples and maybe individuals, but we're gonna find all that out.
Yes. Look, remember, sex goddess. Sex goddess. I have questions.
He has questions. I told him, I said, look, I need you to calm down on the question. So I'm gonna have to reel him in. But anyway, so let us first introduce ourselves. Welcome to loveparkconnection, where we talk about the pains and pleasures of life, love, and relationships. My name is Angela Parker.
And I'm Pierre Parker.
We are a husband and wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We have been married for 28 years, together for over 30 years, and it is our goal to help couples communicate more, love more, and build healthy, happy relationships and marriages.
Yes.
Also, we like to ask you guys to do us a small favor. If there is anything that you've enjoyed or have found value in our content, please support our channel by subscribing and liking our content. When you support our channel, you help us grow the community and you help us to help others build healthy relationships. And we honestly believe that healthy relationships, healthy marriages, build healthy communities. So please go ahead while you're on here right now, down at the bottom, click the subscribe button, click the like button. If you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube and, subscribe. Help us out here, build this community.
That's right. Tell them, babe.
Tell them, babe. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring on Miss Taylor Sparks, and we're going to get this party started.
Is my hat cool? Is my hat crooked?
No, it's not crooked.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi. How are you, Pierre and Angela? Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, well, thank you for agreeing to be on our show. And you're gonna teach us some things.
Yeah, you're gonna teach
us about this what should I say, this lifestyle that teach us about this lifestyle, because we do have a couple friends that are in the poly lifestyle. And so we've learned some things from them, but you know what, I always like to get as much information as we can get, and you teach, because I know this is another type of lifestyle that is not for everybody, but hey, for them it works. And it's always interesting listening to their adventures and and just just learning some new things, because I think we need to be, as couples, as people, be a little more open-minded about how love works, even if you're in a monogamous relationship. Again, it's not for everybody, but hey, I want to hear since you're educated on this, I want to hear what you have to say and teach us some things.
So first of all, why don't you give us a little bit of your background? Yeah. So, and let us know.
Originally from Boston. Originally from Boston, currently living in my 7th state, I guess. I'm currently living in Cancun, Mexico, the state of Quintana Roo. And in Cancun, I've lived in LA, North Carolina, Miami, Florida is where I moved from. I am certified in both holistic aromatherapy and human behavior. 10 years of corporate training with a focus on communications, conflict resolution, negotiations, management, leadership styles. My company before the one I have now, Skincare for Athletes, was, I should say, I had developed a line of 16 head-to-toe care organic skincare products for elite endurance athletes. So we sponsored marathons, triathletes, races. We've sponsored actually 5 different Olympic athletes. We were in Muscle and Fitnessers, the ESPY Award gift bags, and ESPN magazine, yada yada yada. Within my 25-year marriage, my 12 years we were ethically monogamous, and 13 years ethically non-monogamous. So it was around the 12th year of our marriage that we opened up our relationship, starting kind of with open, kind of backed into the swinging, and then I kind of also transitioned into polyamory, and he was like, "We're doing what now?" And so some experiences in those. So during the I guess around the 12th year, 13th year, we also had started visiting places like hedonism resorts in Jamaica and Desire. And then we actually decided to launch our own events company. So we started producing adults-only vacations at locations such as those. And we met a couple, Pepe and Claudia Aguirre, who owned Luxury Lifestyle Vacation Clothes, became part of their team, and started traveling the world with them on their luxury adults vacations. And they, Claudia had a, oh my gosh, the Lotus Foundation for Cancer Survivors. And I, because my background is in holistic aromatherapy, they actually asked me to develop a line of organic body washes and sensual massage oils for their brand. So I developed it, but when we went to launch it, we had no place to sell it because they had a travel agency and I had a skincare for athletes company. So after kind of traveling in the industry, I saw that a lot of the products were chemical based. So with a little bit of love and support from them, this October will be 11 years. 11 years ago, I launched organiclovin.com. And I no longer produce products. I'm a reseller now. And so now I started with their 4 products, but now we offer over 1,400 products, representing over 250 brands, and we ship worldwide. We're the largest BIPOC-owned online intimacy shop. So, so that's kind of mostly where I am. And then I do the coaching. So the company specializes in improving adult sexual health and wellness, enhancing their relationships through our organic body products, body safe sex toys, our erotic educational seminars and coaching, and then luxury vacations for adults only.
Nice. Okay.
And then my book came out last year.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a full plate.
That's a full plate. Now I know you had another question.
Yeah, I had another question. Now I had a whole bunch of questions. I got a lot of questions. So, but the first one is, okay, you said you guys were monogamous for the first 12 years, and then for the next 13, you were non-monogamous. What was that conversation like in that 12th year, or before you guys went over into
the transition?
Yes.
We had gone to hedonism with a non-like swinger group because Hedo is not a swinger resort. People think it is, but it is not. It is an open lifestyle resort. So anybody, monogamous, non-monogamous, straight, gay, they kinky, they don't really care. And we met a lot of swingers, and I just had the questions like, why are you doing this? Who are you doing this with? How are you doing this? And so I had all these questions. Where are you doing this? And after getting a lot of questions answered, we were like, that's not something we want to do. But I did do some research into open marriages, which is different. And I thought this might work. So I actually found an article that was written by a husband about how he and his wife opened their marriage. So I said to my husband, read this article. Let's talk about this. So he read the article and he's like, so what are you saying? I'm like, I think we should try this. He's like, so you want to think about it? I'm like, no. I think we should do this. And he's like, I said, yeah, we'll just set our boundaries. And we did, as an open marriage, we did everything separately. We were both traveling a lot for business. And so we set our boundaries. We had 417 boundaries, I think.
Wow.
Like the whole state of North Carolina. No, I'm teasing, right? The whole state of North Carolina was off limits. No coworkers, no family members, no hotel staff.
Wow.
There was, no spending the night, no falling in love, always using. I mean, there was, the list was on and on and on and on. And yeah, so we kind of started like that, and that's what we did for the first couple of years. We just did everything separately.
Okay.
Wow.
And then you said for the first couple of years separately, and then after that, you guys decided to together, couples, or what was the next phase of that?
We kind of backed into the swinging after meeting lots of different people, and we ended up meeting a couple that we connected with, and they invited us to a party up in New Jersey. And I don't know how much information you want on your podcast.
Go for it. Talk. We talk.
Go for it.
Talk. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said, just go ahead.
Well, we met a couple that was a really sexy couple. They were younger than us, Black couple, and we just connected with them, not physically, but just like we should stay in touch. And we did, and like they just literally were flirting with us for months. Like she was sending pictures of her pretty pussy, and and he was sending pictures of his beautiful dick to me, and they would call us on the phone on the weekends, and the four of us would chat like teenagers. And they were kind of slowly reeling us in, like this. And then like we met them like October, and then like May the next year, like April, the husband called my husband and said, hey, the wife this is many years ago, the wife is turning 30. We'd love to have you guys come up. We're having a swing party, but it's only going to be like 6 couples, very private, but come up. And so we did. And that's how we ended up kind of doing the full swap thing and being with other couples at the party. And we just kind of never looked back from there. So it was good. It was fun.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. We're still friends today, but that was so long ago.
Oh, good. That's pretty interesting, because usually, isn't it like, I'm just thinking, isn't it usually the man that brings that into the thing and be like, hey babe, what do you think about this? That's not
always. Not always. No, I've in 16 I've been in the lifestyle, the ethical non-monogamous community for 16, almost 17 years, and I've heard every situation. The husband brought it up, the wife brought it up, somebody else brought it up. They thought of it together because they were approached together. We would think that it would be the husband, but I have met many times that it's been the wife. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I have a question. So how can individuals effectively communicate their boundaries? So when you're coaching these couples, how do you get them to communicate their boundaries and expectations? What is there?
Angela, you are breaking up.
Oh, am I? Okay. Can you hear me now?
You're breaking up. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead. Say the question again.
So how can individuals effectively communicate their boundaries and expectations? So when you're coaching a couple, how do you coach them to, set those boundaries and those expectations when they're first starting in this lifestyle?
Oh, yeah, no, I only got part of that. I can hear you, but it's the connection is breaking up. That's what's breaking up. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know if we want to go in and out and come back again. Yeah, it's.
Try going out and then come back in and see. Can you go back out and come back in?
Yeah, let me go out.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on one second. Let me try.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys, while we are waiting for her to go back in, go out and come back in, what kind of other questions so far? What do you think, babe?
Oh, I'm liking this.
Yeah, I knew you would.
I haven't got to the juicy questions yet.
I don't know. Oh no, you need maybe you need to write them down so I can feel these questions.
I like coming off the top of the head with my questions.
Gosh.
You know.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, but yeah, so far, you know, it is a lifestyle that that you do have to have a lot of boundaries. Just talking, you know, to a few folks that we know.
Yeah.
You gotta have a lot of boundaries, and you gotta. I personally, I think you this is not something you jump into when you first get married.
Oh no.
It's something you gotta like.
And I've known some people that
that
did that.
And what happened? It didn't end too well.
Too cool.
Yeah, it didn't end too well. So that's, you know, it's something that you really have to have a level of comfort and, you know, be able to really talk it out. Because there was interesting what she said that, you know, she approached her husband with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sure he was like, huh? I can't imagine. That would be really interesting to hear that conversation, how she brought it to him. But I guess, you know, if you feel comfortable enough and you know that your relationship's on solid ground, then, you know, let's see. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's feels like it's much better.
Okay. Let's hope. Yeah. Let's hope the connection stays.
Yeah, I think the connection is because you're freezing up. Your audio is good, but sometimes your visual,
it might, just
the video freezes up. But
so let me ask you.
Why
So, how do you help couples when you're coaching them? How do you help them effectively communicate their boundaries and expectations?
Well, it's really no different than your coaching. I mean, it's when it comes to relationships, it is finding out what is the boundaries, you know, what works for you. For each individual, you have to think autonomously, like what is that you want as an individual, and what is it that you do not want as an individual. And sometimes in monogamy, we're so focused on what our partner needs, wants, and desires that we forget about our own needs, wants, and desires. It's also challenging, especially if you've been together for some time, to express your needs, wants, and desires because we don't want to hurt our partner's feelings. So we tend to tamp down our desires because, especially when the desire is not, I want you and me, it's like that thing over there, really want that thing over there. And sometimes the partner that is wanting that other thing over there, the partner who that is being said to, the question comes up, why am I not enough? Because we've been taught in monogamy that our partner is our everything. They're our best friend, they're our business partner, they're our salsa partner, they're our travel partner, they're our banking partner, they're our co-parent, they're my confidant, you know, that they're my everything. And how can I say to this person that I love with all of my being that everything that you are, but that right there, I want that also. and helping each person understand that your partner wanting this thing over there takes nothing away from what you offer them. You are not less than you because that, you know, we're not monolithic. We're not, you know, we're not monolithic. We are layered as individuals, as humans, even. And so being able to say to your partner, okay, I don't mind you having that, but I may not want that. And then we think in monogamously, because I don't want it, you shouldn't want it. So it is no different, but being authentically honest, being not authentically honest, communicating authentically is different than communicating honestly.
Okay.
And we communicate honestly with our partners, but we're not always authentic. So honesty, you give the facts, right? Yeah, you give the facts. Like, these are the facts. In my webinar that I do as an introduction to ethical non-monogamy, I use the example of one of my partners and I. We had started dating. He had been married 18 years. I was 20-something years into my marriage, and we had started dating. He was local, and a few months in, I said to him, do you ever spend the night out with your other partners? Him and his wife had been open for 18 years from the beginning of the relationship. He said, I've never spent the night out. And I was like, really? That's interesting, because I was at the point where I was actually spending the night out with my partners and, and going away for weekends with my partners, without my husband. And he's like, it just never came up. I'm like, well, there's no rush, but if it, at some point I'd like for us to spend the night together. So, months went by, and it was probably 6 or 7 months into our relationship. And there was a party coming up that was in the city between where he lived and where I lived. I said, check with your wife and see if you could spend the night out. We'll go to the party together. We'll leave the party. It was like a kink swing party. And we'll go get a hotel room just for the night. And so a couple of days went by, and he came back. He goes, hey, I talked to her, and she said yes. She said yes. Okay, what did you say exactly? Because mind you, he'd never spent a night out in 18 years. What did you say exactly? So we said, well, I said to her, hey, Mariposa, which is my nickname, and some of my partners and friends call me Mariposa. Mariposa and I are going to this swinger kink party coming up next weekend. And the party's going to run late. And it's going to move over to the hotel. So I'm not going to be home till the morning. And plus, how dominant she is, and she really wants me to spend the night with her. And, we're going to start traveling with her and her husband soon anyway. So we just might as well kind of get this over with, And I'm like, wait. That's not what's happening. I mean, he did give the facts. We are going to the party. We are going to the hotel to spend the night, to stay, but that wasn't authentic. The authentic communication would be, Mariposa and I are going to the party. After the party, her and I are going to the hotel, and we are spending the night together. Now, if somebody come with us from the party, that we don't know, but the party was not moving to the hotel. He and I were getting a room. And how dominant she is, factual, and she wants me to spend the night with her, factual. But the authentic part was, you need to say to your wife that you want to also spend the night with me, so that you two can have the conversation about how she feels about that. Yeah. She's not going to fall, but he's trying not to hurt her feelings, or he doesn't know how she's going to feel about it. So to lighten the load, so to speak, how dominant Mariposa is, and she wants this. So I'm like, don't tell her that, because now she's like, who's this chick my man can't say no to? So you need to say to her, and I want to also spend the night with her. So you all could have that conversation. Or you need to say to me, baby, I don't want to spend the night with you. I'm going home. And then you and I have a conversation. But you're messing up her and I relationship by talking about, I'm dominant, you can't say no to me. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? So I sent him back. You go back and you tell her what you actually want to happen. And so he goes back and he comes back. He goes, yeah, I'm not ready. I said, then we won't do it. Then we're not going to do it. You cannot move faster than the slowest person in the relationship in the transition. For whatever transition in or transition through to another, something new, right? If you're the person who's saying no and you're not ready, you can also not hold your cards to your chest. I'm not, for a year or two, I'm not ready, because we are all responsible for our own emotions and our own bullshit, right? You are personally responsible for your own emotions. It is not your partner's responsibility to make you happy, to keep you happy. We've been taught that, but that's not you are responsible for your own emotions. So you are going to have to deal with this uncomfortable moment if it is uncomfortable for you. It's not good. Some people like, you want to, oh, thank God you're going to go spend the night. Go have a good time. I know how you feel about it, which eventually we did spend the night many times and traveled together. And I mean, he's been to Cancun twice, and he's like, I need to go see Mariposa. I miss her. I love her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know you love her. I'll see you when you get back. Tell her I said hello. You see?
So
wow.
Because
so like,
he's coming home.
So that was my next thing.
ahead.
So you said you got to the point where he was saying I love her and this and that. So how does it work when feelings get involved like that? You know,
You always have feelings. You can never not have feelings. Even if you are in a sex-based relationship like swinging, where the couples, but the couples are physically non-monogamous, but emotionally monogamous. They're not trying to be polyamorous or polygamous. And I can go through all the definitions so your clients, your audience will know. You never not have feelings for someone, even if you're just having sex. You have to have enough feelings to want to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You are in charge of your own emotions. You can decide, I only want to have sex with them and I love having sex with them. But you loving another person takes nothing away from the love you have from the other person. We're not pie. I'm not going to run out of slices. I'm not going to run out of love. Do you have children? Do you have children? How many children? Do you have more than one? How many do you have?
Three.
So I'll start with Angela. Remember when you had the first baby and how much love you had for that baby? It was just like, oh my God, you just look at their little face and their little feet and you smell them, right? And then you get pregnant with the second one. And at some point you're like, how am I going to love the second one as much as I could love the first one? I mean, it can't be possible. Because you know how much you love the first one. And then you have the second one. In the microsecond the second one is born, the love just expands. Like, this baby. And it happens with the third one. But people want to go, no, that's different. That's not, but it's love is love. Love is love. We want to put a hierarchy on romantic love, but love is love. You did not say to your third child, oh, yeah, geez, sorry, I gave all the love to the first and second child. I ain't got nothing left for you, boo. Yeah, I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm all out of love. So love is infinite, but time is not. You can only love as many people as you got time for, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? So loving your second child took nothing away from loving the first child. You might love one more than the other, but we're not going to say on recording which one that is. But you love them all. Of course I love you equally.
Right.
Exactly. We're not going to tell which one. They don't need to know which one we love more. I have two. You love them all. So loving and no one person can fulfill all of your needs, wants, and desires. They can come. You can get somebody that comes pretty close now. You can get someone that fulfills most everything because some things are more important to you and they fulfill the important things. Right? Okay. My husband for 25 years was not taking salsa dancing lessons. No matter how much I tried and argued and begged and cried. I mean, I didn't cry, but he was like, I want to take salsa dancing lessons. So am I not to have salsa lessons for the rest of my life because he doesn't want salsa? And most people are like, it's only salsa dancing. True. So I go salsa dancing lesson by myself and I meet Jose. And Jose has a passion for salsa. I have a passion for salsa. So now I meet Jose every Wednesday for salsa. And then that's cool. But now on Friday nights, we want to go to the club so we can practice. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to the club to practice, to go salsa dancing with Jose. Who? Jose, he's at my dance class. Okay. See you when I get back. And like, oh, wait, there's a salsa weekend coming up. down in Playa del Carmen, like 50 minutes from here. So me and Jose are going to drive down there and get a hotel room and do, wait, whoa, what the fuck? What do you mean you're going to go stay? What do you mean? Well, no, we're just friends. No. All that rubbing against each other. No, that's not cool. Because he probably wants to fuck you. No, he doesn't. No, I know men. It doesn't matter. You know me. I'm not fucking him. No, that's not cool. And then friends are like, what do you mean she's going off with some guy's salsa dancing? They got to be rubbing all against each other. You know how men are. It's going to cause all kinds of friction. Even though Jose and I have no desire to have sex, but we share a passion for salsa dancing.
Okay.
That's a basis of intimacy that polyamory can be built upon, because it's not always sexually based. And sometimes people are polyamorous and have emotional love for each other and never have sex because it's not sex. There is sex for some people, but it's not always sex based. But you could have a desire over something as simple as salsa. You see.
Okay.
So when emotions get involved, you have to learn to manage your emotions. And we tend to forget that as we become adults, and then we get in the one-on-one relationship, and you know, you're my everything, I'm all you ever need, and then somebody else comes along and your partner's like, oh my God, babe, did I tell you about Mariposa? You know what Mariposa does? You know, and then she's been all these places, and then you're like, okay, enough with the fucking Mariposa. No. You know what Mariposa said? Mariposa was telling me that one of the things that we could do, because I was telling her how we don't do these things, right? She said, what do you mean? Why are you telling her these things? We were over coffee. It just came up. No. It didn't just come up. It didn't just come up. So learning to manage the emotions of jealousy.
Yeah.
You are still, just because you open your relationship, you do not become exempt from your emotions. You are still going to feel every single emotion: happiness, joy, heavy like lust, what feels like love, anger, jealousy, envy. You're going to have them all, but learning to manage those emotions, which is your personal responsibility, is what one learns to do.
Okay. Wow.
But how do you, when you're coaching someone, how do you teach them to manage those emotions without, I mean, because like you said, it's bound to happen. So how do you coach them through that?
Well, the first thing we do is have the difficult, I use it, I don't know if you know Reed McCall, he's another sex educator, he does a difficult conversation formula. So a lot of times when we're emotional, a lot of us don't know how to express that emotion. So using a difficult conversation formula gives them a way to express this emotion that they are having in a safe way. So the difficult conversation formula starts with take 3 to 5 minutes for these 3 questions for yourself to write down how you feel, right? What is it that I'm afraid to say? Right?
Okay.
Or what is it that I've been afraid to say, right? The second thing is, what am I afraid will happen when I say it? What am I afraid will happen when I say it? And thirdly, what do I hope will happen after I've said it? What will I hope will happen after I've said it? So now the couple is coming up in arms, so to speak, with this emotion, and we need to get to the root of why this emotion is happening. So starting with the second one, it could be something as simple as, babe, I've had some things on my mind that I have found difficult, but I wanted to express to you. And I'm afraid that when I say these things to you that I have been afraid to say, that you might leave me, think bad of me, scold me, divorce me. But I'm hoping that when I say the things that I've been afraid to say, that you will understand me better, have a better understanding of how I feel about X, Y, and Z. Understand that I would never lie to you, whatever those things you're hoping to happen. Understand that you're the love of my life and, you know, my soulmate, whatever it is. And what I've been afraid to say is this, and this. is there something that you would like to say back to me with regards to what I've just said? And then I tell them, sit on your hands and shut your mouth. You have to not debate it. You have to actively listen and not argue in your head. Because if it's when you don't have the difficult conversation, you build resentment, right? There's a chance of building resentment within the relationship. So asking each partner to say the unsaid thing that they have been afraid to say, and coming to the table and talking about what has been most difficult for them. What have they been afraid to say to their partner? And lots of time it's like they're not going to just dissolve into a puddle when you say, I really love the way she sucks my dick. It's the best I've ever had. Like, excuse me? I'm sorry. Maybe you can ask her to show you some ways. Right? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say the one thing. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead. That quick, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Taylor. Go right ahead.
Well, you're going to say something about when you say something like about the intimacy with another partner, or asking that question.
What I was going to say is, I think the hardest part for people when they're trying to be open and honest and talk, like you said, say what they need to say, that they're afraid that their partner is going to lash out, judge, all these different things. So many people shut down from that. So that's really good what you said, to sit down, shut your mouth, sit on your hands, and basically just listen. And no matter how upset you get or whatever, just listen and try and put yourself in that person's space that is talking to you and trying to be open and authentic with you. So that was really, that's really good with that part that you mentioned.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the difficult conversation formula has helped so many people because of the fear that we have. But not talking to your partner will eat away at your relationship bit by bit. It may take many years, but having these unsaid things, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's something that you've discovered about yourself that you now enjoy and you're afraid of being judged. Maybe you discovered you're bisexual. Maybe you discovered you like anal. Maybe you discovered, and maybe you discovered you like biting. You like to be bit during sex, and you come on. So, I've discovered something new.
Right.
I want you to bite me. I'm not biting you. I know, but I'm not biting you. What the?
Right.
What kind of shit? And that's like minor. The biting, what if your partner discovered they like anal sex and you don't like anal? And I can honestly say the good thing about having being ethically non-monogamous, you can outsource that.
Outsource it. I like that.
I like that one.
Outsource it.
I don't do anal. I will outsource it in a minute. Listen, let's find you a girl that likes anal, because I'm not doing it. Ever. Found a couple of girls that like, I love anal. I'm like, you need lube? Here's some condoms. I'll see y'all at the bar. Have fun. I'm not doing that. Should he not have anal for all of the rest of his sexual life because I don't like it?
Right. Yeah.
Like, seriously, if that is a deep sexual desire of his, should he not have it for the rest of his life because I don't like it?
Yeah.
Seriously. And I mean, like, if this is your partner in crime and this is the person that you say you love to the ends of the earth, but you don't want anal, and they're like, it's my thing. It's not like I don't like golf. I don't want to do golf. No one's going to die if they don't play golf. He's not going to die if he doesn't get anal. But if it's a deep sexual desire of his, why should he not have it? Not like, I can have it every now and again. I don't get like, no, I want it all the time. I will find you a girl to give it to you. It's not going to be me.
Well, it's interesting that you
like.
It's interesting that you say that because, you know, sometimes we'll sit down and we'll have talks and we'll talk. We talk a lot with each other, but you know, we talk about things, and I've brought things like that up before, like about men, and you know, sometimes why some men may cheat or whatever. And I told her, I said, you know, a lot of times women, after they have children, they shut down with the sex. They're like, I'm good. I don't need it. And I said, but you still have a husband that's very sexually active and still, you know, wanting sex and all this, but he's trying to be faithful because he wants to have sex with his wife, but his wife doesn't want to. So what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to just go on and just, you know, remain in a sexless marriage? And now you have this man that's walking.
I consider that abusive on the wife's part to do that to her husband.
I do. I agree.
It is. It is abuse. I'm serious. It is emotionally abusive and physically abusive to not only not give him your sex, but then not say, hey, have sex with somebody else. If you don't want to have sex as an individual, your body is yours, you should not have sex. But to say to him, you shouldn't have sex either is abuse, in my opinion, in my personal and my professional opinion. Because
I've always thought it was
most of the times these men don't want to, they don't want to cheat. They go to work every day, they put the damn money in the damn bank, they get you what you want, they got your nice house, your nice car, you got your children, your nice shoes, you're going to get your hair and nails and everything done, and he's providing for you. I'm not talking about the assholes treating you like shit. I'm talking about the men who are good by you and who are really doing the best they can by you. And if you don't want to have sex, one, go to counseling to see why. Is it emotional? Is it physical? Why have you shut down on something completely natural? Sex is completely, we come from sex, right? Why you need to find out. And it's not just women. I know couples that it happened to the men too, where the men have shut down before babies, after, whatever. With the men, you know, the testosterone gets low. You know, they get really stressed out at work, and stress affects all of us. So when the men start wanting to have sex, the same is true, right? His libido is low, his testosterone is low because he's under a lot of stress at work and working high stress jobs to provide a lot of times for us women. And you're like, babe, you need to go get counseling. You need to find out what's going on with your stress levels, what's going on with your libido, what's going on with your testosterone. You need to check everything. If I'm, and I'm, my background is in holistic sexual health and wellness. You need to figure out why your libido is gone. And that's a connection here, and there. You have to see what food you're eating. Are you under stress? Are you getting enough sleep? Get your hormones tested for both men and women. Don't just say, well, because I had the baby, or well, now that I'm 40 or 50, and that's not it. Everything is connected, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and go get tested to find out. But if you do all of that and you're like, maybe I am discover that I am asexual. I love the intimacy, but the sex, I don't really desire it. And that's okay. Sometimes people do discover that they are asexual and their desire for sex is not there. You know, and we could raise our libidos and lower our libidos, but understanding that there's a difference between someone being unwilling and the difference and unable. So maybe they're not able to raise or lower their libido because that's not who they naturally are, right? Which is different than I'm not willing to have sex with you. So digging deeper, kind of peeling back the layers to really find out. A friend of mine who I went to high school with, was in town not that long ago, and he told me, he confided in me that after the wife had the baby, she didn't no longer want sex.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. They haven't had sex in 19 years. I'm like, but you were highly sexual when you got married, so you didn't. You couldn't get her to go to counseling. She wouldn't go. I said, and he's like, I would never cheat on her. She is my best friend. I'm like, I applaud you, and wonderful. Those are grounds for divorce for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
19 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is, I agree that women, yeah.
That's abusive to me. And him not being able and being a good man and not cheat on her is wonderful. And I applaud him for that. I said, but I hope you're at least masturbating. And he's not even doing that anymore. I'm like, well, you need to masturbate because if men need to have
that release,
they need to be having regular orgasms for their prostate.
Yeah.
It's prostate care. It's healthy for you to, if you're not having sex with your wife, girlfriend, lover, whatever, on a regular, you should at least be masturbating a few times a week to have the release. Not only is it you get better sleep, better skin, good releases stress, but it helps with the health of your prostate. And the older men get, and especially Black men, they need to be having a release on a regular basis because they are prone to prostate cancer. So if your wife doesn't want to have sex, that's fine. It's okay. I'm not saying force someone to do something they do not want to have. But your sexual health, mental health, it's important, you see. So it's not just like, hey, I need to do this and I'm going over. No, it's important for your overall health. But you have to decide, and this is the one thing about being monogamous, we get caught up in this. Well, if I'm not doing it, you can't do it. And you can stay monogamous, but still customize your relationship in a way that works for both of you. And that's what people in ethical non-monogamy do. They design their relationship in a way that works for them. And in monogamy, we just keep doing what we think everybody else is doing. And then when the relationship falls apart, we can't figure that out. We don't communicate our most difficult things. We're not authentic in our desires. We're telling our husband, oh, don't look at that woman. I'm like, look at the titties on her. She hot. She pretty. Because we're married. We're not dead. If my husband's not looking at another woman and admiring her, he's not going anywhere. When we were, the kids were like young teens and it was Christmas, and I put in my bedroom, I gave him a portrait, like a poster, but I had framed, of a Black woman, and she had just got out of the bathtub, and the towel, but her back was to us in the portrait, and you could just see it like one cheek and her towel, but she was obviously naked. And my daughter, who was probably 10 at the time, said, "Why would you give Daddy a picture of a naked woman?" I said, one, he likes naked women, and it's a beautiful picture. And two, I gave him the picture. Not the woman. I said, but it's in our bedroom because it's inspiring for him. And I had pictures of naked couples in our bedroom. It was art. I said, because the bedroom is our sanctuary. This is what happens. It's art, but it's sexy. So when he comes in and sees a sexual picture, he's thinking, shit, that's hot. Who's in the bedroom? Not her. I'm in the bedroom. I'm in the bedroom.
I reap the benefits.
That's right.
Yeah.
You ever hear, there was a joke years ago I used to tell. There was 3 senior women, elderly women going shopping for pajamas. They were girlfriends, and they all come out of the dressing room, and one came out with this really shit negligee on. Her friends looked at her and said, "Now, girl, you were, too old, meaning out of shape, to be wearing something like that, that lingerie." And she put her hands on her hips and she smiled and she said, "When you're the only naked woman in the room, it don't matter."
I like that.
That's right. That
It
is
doesn't
right.
matter. So if you know that your man always had a thing for big-breasted women, but he married you
Right.
because you're the love of his life and you're a small-breasted woman. Every time my man saw a big ass, I'm like, ain't that hot? Ain't she sexy? Ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty? Ooh, baby, come to the TV. Look at his ass. Ooh, Lord, she hot. She ain't there. I'm fucking there.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
It's
funny.
encouraging. It's
It is.
encouraging. It's not a bad thing. Go to a nude
No, it's
beach
not.
together. Not that many gorgeous bodies at the nude beach, but that's okay. There might be one or two, you know?
Yeah, I've always said that nude beaches
That's how
is
we ended
like,
up in.
oh, I've always said most of the time when you go to a nude beach, the bodies that you want to see is not at the nude beach.
Right. You don't see someone like The Rock
Yeah,
walking
no,
around.
there's a lot of there's not a lot of nice bodies at the nude beach, but you see a couple every now and again.
Every now and
You're
then.
there because you don't like tan lines, but every now. But if you go like with a really sexy group, then you see lots. You're like, who's the group that's going to Hito? We're going with them.
Right.
There's a lot of sexy bodies in that group. So, and then there's places like Cap d'Agde in the south of France. Cap d'Agde is a nudist village of 50,000 nudists during the summer.
Wow.
Everything from 2-year-old babies to 80-year-old grandmothers are in Cap d'Agde. So it's
I heard that.
okay.
You can go to the store naked, the bank. You can go to the bank naked, the store naked. Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you first go as an American, it's you see like a 2-year-old, you're like, oh, look at the 2-year-old baby, oh, they're so cute. And then a 13-year-old walks by, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that would take some adjusting.
Yes.
But then they're with their family, and the whole family's nude. But there's nothing sexual at the family nude beach. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just nudity. But
it's nudity.
It's coming yeah.
And I think that's the one of the bigger problems that we have in the United States. Can you hear me?
Did we lose you?
Did we lose you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. I was saying I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have in the United States. We're so, hung up on nudity. It's hard for us to get past that.
I've lost you again, Angela.
Oh no!
It went out again. We're back.
Can you hear me over here?
Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's your. Yeah, but it's like the connection is going out. So I can hear you, but the connection is going out a little.
Why don't you say?
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me? When I talk, can you hear me?
It's the same. It's the same. I can go back out and come back in again.
Sure,
it's the connection.
Work.
Yeah, it's the connection.
Connection. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to go out, come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll take a break for our sponsors.
Yeah. Exactly.
Take a break for the sponsors. Yes. So, yeah, she's gonna go back in. So, so thank you guys. I think the connection, because she is in Mexico, it might be that connection going on there. But
yes,
so far, this is pretty. Look at you! You got a big ass smile on your face.
This is very, 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 very interesting.
Oh my God.
To hear this. Like I said,
but what I do like about what she's saying is that that open communication, that authentic communication that you have to have in order to really work. I mean, because that's something you really got to work out. You really got to be able to feel comfortable to talk to your partner about your, like you said, your wants, needs, and desires, because a lot of times we don't, because we're so afraid of what that person is going to think or what that person's going to say.
Exactly.
And it really can hinder the relationship. So it's oh, there she is. Let's see. So there you go. How's that?
Good.
Is that okay now?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cool. So you were gonna also talk about the different types of um
Ethical
what was I trying to
non-monogamy.
say?
Ethical
Yes.
non-monogamy.
Yes, yes. Can you kind of break
Okay.
those down for us a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yes. So under the umbrella of ethical non-monogamy, you have open relationships, whereas a couple may decide to date others or have sex with others separately. They both, or just an individual of the couple, may decide that they want something different or more of it. It may not even be sexual. It may just be dating. I want to date, have that intimacy, and then I'm going to come home. They can then decide their boundaries within that open relationship. It could be a don't ask, don't tell, meaning that the one partner, man or woman, that is who is opening, going to be out, may say, "Hey, I have a date tonight," or they may, and that may be all they want to know. Or they may say, "Hey,
Right.
I have a date tonight with Angela, and Angela and I'm going to Angela's house with Angela and Pierre for dinner. We're going to play, and then I'll be home by midnight."
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They decide how much information is shared, right? And then you have swingers, right? Swingers are emotionally monogamous, but physically non-monogamous. And within the swinger community, you could have people who are soft swap, meaning that they only kiss and hug and maybe do oral with other people, but there's no penetrative sex with anyone other than their partner. And then you have full swap, where they do everything, including penetrative sex with other people, but they may not kiss, right? That's just their thing. You have individual men who are swingers. You have individual women who are swingers. And then you have something called unicorns, which is a single bisexual woman. You have bulls, which are single men who are brought into parties and events to do what hot wifing, meaning they are there to just fuck the really hot wives. They are usually well endowed men with lots of stamina. Bulls are also in the BDSM community, but in that role, they are usually doing cuckold, and cuckold means that the bull and or the wife are humiliating and or degrading the husband or boyfriend. In the swinger community, the bull is just a well-endowed man with a lot of stamina who is straight. The unicorn is a single bisexual female. A single swinger female is straight, who is a woman that enjoys going to the parties and going on the trips and having all the sex she wants, and nobody calls her a whore or a slut, not unless she likes that, and she wears a slut collar. and then you might have a single man who, it's true, a single man who is straight, who also has both the single man and single woman, the unicorn and the bull, have learned to navigate couples in the swinger community. They approach them as a unit. You see, they respect their relationship. Nobody is trying to steal somebody away. And I tell people, newbies all the time, nobody can steal somebody that does not want to go. And you cannot make someone stay that is ready to leave. Because, well, what if they fall in love? People fall in love all the damn time. They fall in love with the cable guy, the post woman. It's got nothing to do with the relationship style.
Yeah.
If they're going to leave, they're going to leave, right? It's not because they were swinging that they fell in love, all right? Then you have polygamy, right? So polygamy means more than one spouse. Under polygamy, you have polygyny, one husband with more than one wife. Traditional polygyny usually is religious based, cultural based, like Muslims or Mormons, right?
Right.
And then you have more modern polygyny, one husband, more than one wife, which the more modern is more of a cultural choice. We want to build our kingdom or our, I want to have two queens, and we're melding our finances together so that we can grow our businesses, and it has nothing to do with religion. You have polyandry, which is one wife, more than one husband, which is my preferred lifestyle to have, because I did have my husband and three boyfriends at one time. That is three is my number. Yeah, it's fancy. And today in the world, polygamy, more than one spouse, is still in about 5% of the world. Polyandry, one wife, more than one husband, is still in places like Nepal. It's still in places like Nigeria and South America today, where women have more than one husband. Not always, sometimes frowned upon, some places, some illegal, but no one pushes it, they still do it. And then you have polyamory, which is to have more than one romantic relationships with all parties knowing and agreeing that the relationship style they're going to have. So polyamory, some people are polyamorous as a dating style, meaning that they date lots of people and everybody knows they're dating lots of people. And then you have people like myself, who I am polyamorous as an orientation. So whether I have one boyfriend, three boyfriends, or no boyfriend, I know that I am capable of loving more than one person at the same time, even if I'm not currently dating multiple people. I will always be polyamorous. So that is pretty much the majority. There's a few other things in there that are, but there's lots, but those are the main ones that most people know. So, because you have three people, that's a triad, right? It could be male, female, female. It could be female, male, male. It could be male, 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 female, female, female. It could be closed triad where the three people only are polyfidelitous, where they don't do anything with anyone else. It's just the three of them in a three-way relationship. You can have a quad where two couples are in a relationship, and that could be closed, meaning they only are involved with each other. They only date each other. They don't have sex with each other. And it may not necessarily mean that any of the people are bisexual. It could be just a full swap between the couples. You could have a polycule where me, Pierre, and Angela are all dating, but Angela also has two other boyfriends. Pierre has two other girlfriends, and I have another girlfriend and a boyfriend, but none of them are intimate with each other. But everybody knows that we are all dating.
That's a lot.
Wow. So we'll have a dinner party and we'll invite everybody over. So yours is 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 of us, everybody meets each other. Like, oh, this is Andrew's boyfriend and girlfriend. That's my boyfriend and girlfriend. And this is Pierre's two girlfriends, because Pierre's straight, So, but none of them are intimate with each other, but they all know each other because this is our polycule.
Okay.
Wow.
And then at some point, after dating too many people, you become polysaturated.
Oh my God.
Like, no more. I cannot do any more relationships. I have too many.
Oh, man.
But yeah. So
how do you?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, how does one or a couple decide which of these areas they want to go in?
Talk.
Communication.
Yeah, that's
you got it. Authentic communication. You have to say, I saw a TV show. I saw Taylor's book, An African American Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, in one of the groups.
I did buy your book, so I'm waiting for it.
Did you? Oh,
I did. I haven't gotten it yet, but
Shit, it should
Yes,
be.
ma'am.
I'll check on that. I'll check to see if it's shipped. Because
Okay.
it ships directly from the publisher. And
okay.
you should have told me. I would have put a special page in for you. I didn't recognize the name when it was done. So, or either one of my assistants might have processed it. So I didn't know. It's like, oh, the book got sold. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Definitely.
Even something triggers the thought, like you said, you might know a couple, and just like, we realized that swinging wasn't for us, so we explored open, and then we kind of backed into the swinging, and then I really, after like 7 years, I discovered polyamory, and I fell into it like a kid at the deep end of the pool. I was just like,
I just fell in.
He was like, it made so much sense to me, polyamory, because I really like the connection. I like the idea of having a boyfriend. I didn't mind the fun sex with just, you meet somebody, you have sex. But even in that, I realized I needed the connection. I couldn't just meet somebody and like have sex right away. It would have to be, 3 or 4 days of flirting at the resort, or at the couple of days at the party. And then I realized, because I lean more towards poly. I like the idea of knowing that this is my partner, that they love me, that that they care for me, that I'm safe with them, that if we go somewhere together and something happens, they wouldn't leave me, because and my husband knew the guys who eventually became my boyfriends, and they knew if I was with them, one of them, if the car broke down, if my credit cards got that, they had my back, that because they loved and cared for me. It wasn't like some random guy that I had met that like he's gonna run off and leave me stranded somewhere. You know what I mean? So he knew that there was respect for our relationship, respect for him, and that they cared for me. And so I like that idea of having intimate connections that are like, that's my man, that's my boyfriend. When we were going to move to Florida. I was in North Carolina. I had been talking to an agent, someone introduced me to, and then I was in Florida by myself, and the agent came by, and my boyfriend went with me, with the agent, to go. And so he was like, oh, is this Mr. Sparks? And I go, no, this is my boyfriend. And the agent was like, oh, hey. And then the next time I was down, my husband was with me, and my husband goes, hey, I heard you met the boyfriend.
Oh man, I know he was like,
right, okay.
we just love to fuck with people like that. But that part was always fun. So but I transitioned into polyamory, or added polyamory as a relationship style, and he did not. He just stayed swinger and and he was like, I don't want to. We're not joined at the hip. He's like, I don't want to date. I don't want a girlfriend. I'm gonna get my pussy and come home. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Look, okay, so I did have a question. The sex goddess name. How'd you get that degree? that category?
Well, I'll tell you what a sex goddess is. And most women are goddesses of some sort. They could be kitchen goddesses or garden goddesses or health and wellness goddesses. Mine just is wrapped around sex. But a sex goddess is a woman who enjoys and loves everything there is about sex, even the things that she herself may not indulge in. Right? We already know I don't do anal, right? But I'm happy for you if you do anal. A sex goddess also believes that sex is healing, both on the giving and the receiving side. That it is designed to use for de-stressing. It is designed to help manifest through orgasmic energy. And so that is my heartfelt belief about sex and sexuality and the purpose of sex. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I love everything there is to do about sex, even the things that I don't. Yeah, even the things I don't, do. I'm like, if you like anal, I got lube. Listen, I got lube for you. I want you to enjoy all the anal you want. If you like standing on your head and being fucked upside down, is it consensual? I'm happy for whatever people want. I don't judge I don't judge with regards to the sex. Even people who are like, I don't, my best girlfriend is also a sex goddess, and she decided, I'm going to wait for the right guy to come along. I don't think I want to have sex anymore. Well, she has sex with herself all the fucking time, but not with anyone else. She said, but she's no less a sex goddess.
Right.
She still feels the same way about sex. She still feels exactly as I feel about sex, but she's looking for something specific. And I'm not doing that. Wait, why? What? That sounds abusive to myself. I'm not ready to have sex.
So now I have another question, because you got me curious to wondering. I know you've seen a lot of crazy shit. What is the craziest thing that you have seen and you was like, even made you go, oh hell, oh man, oh no? What's the craziest thing you've seen?
It would have to be Cap Dodge. So I told you Cap Dodge is a nudist village of 50,000 nudists every summer, right? But also, when the swingers found out about the nudist village, they were like, naked people, we want to go. We want to go. We want to be with the naked people. So there are pockets in the village where the swingers are. They have swinger clubs, and then different groups come and they have swinger parties. They have swinger pool parties, right? And you got to be naked to go to the pool party. You can't come in unless you're naked, right?
Okay.
It's the summer. And there are people from all over. Think about how Europe is hundreds. Europe is many, many countries, right? So in this pool party of hundreds of people that you're sliding by because there's no room, pardon me, bonjour, hola, buen dia, hola, bonjour, hola, hi. Because you got French and Spanish and Portuguese and German and people from Norway and Dutch and America and Canada and islands and Africa, and they're all there naked.
Wow.
And because it's a swinger party, the first time I went, I was like, this is, I had already been to Hito and Desire, and I've been to cruises. I've seen people having sex. That's no big deal. But as I started to focus on the party, I realized that, wait, so everybody's like, we're all just having sex like everywhere? Like everywhere, like everywhere. Like, oh, Jesus, I'm in the pool and in the jacuzzi. Everywhere. Wow. And I'm like, wow. Oh my God, this is the most debaucherous shit. Hedonism, for those of you who know hedonism, the pool parties at Cat Dash make hedonism look like Disney. It was the most debaucherous shit I had ever. There was sex everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, we're all going to hell. It's okay. We're gonna be with our friends. We're all gonna be there together, but we're going because this shit right here. And then the craziest thing, that wasn't the craziest thing. I was there my second or third year because I had to go back. I was there my second or third year. Fuck. I look across the pool. There's a white cup. So they just built like a cement slab high up, and they just got like the cabana mattresses all around. So it's just like one long, really long bed, right? With umbrellas. And there's people just everywhere. And I look across the pool and I noticed this white couple, and they both had locks and they were shaved heads on the side, piercings and tattoos. And they were on their knees, and the woman with her back was to me because they were across the pool. Her back, so he's facing me. And the music is, people are fucking and dancing, and but they stood out, so I just started watching them. And suddenly she spit in his face.
Oh.
He slapped the shit out of her, and then he flipped her over and he started fucking her from behind. And I'm like, does anybody see what happened? Did you see? Nobody cared. And then I realized that was their thing.
Yeah.
That was their thing. The kink, the BDSM kink thing, the spitting, the slapping, and to be fucking publicly. That was their thing. And I was like, shit. Because everybody literally was standing right next to them. Nobody paid them any
attention. Wow.
Robin's doing the right thing again. Fuck her harder. I mean, like nobody cared. That was that was one. I think the first time I saw Airtight, that was one. That was kind of crazy. The first time I saw Airtight.
Okay, what is that?
You don't know what it
Airtight?
When a woman airtight, she has a penis in her vagina, a penis in her butt, and a penis in her mouth.
Oh.
Okay.
Every orifice.
Okay.
Okay. Airtight.
Oh.
I was like,
airtight. That's the one. That's the word. Okay.
I had to actually video. Somebody said, because it was at a party, and someone said, "Can someone videotape this?" I'm like, "Got you. Just hold on."
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I'm like, "You go, girl. You go,
learn something new."
Airtight. Okay.
Listen. Yeah, that's just not. I don't do anal, so I'll never do that. But that was kind of crazy to watch because everybody was kind of sitting around watching, like. And then she had a couple going on her hand. It was. So yeah, it's know what's interesting though what's most interesting about the swinger community, with different interests in the polyamorous community and people who are open and the BDSM, they all have their own kind of foundation of living, how they proceed in life. The interesting thing I found about the swinger community is that not only is it mostly couples, it's mostly couples in long-standing relationships who have been married 10, 15, 30, 40 years. And there I have found and talked to thousands of couples and individuals in the 17 years that I have been in the community about why they got involved. And there is really almost thousands of answers. People think, oh, they must have had something missing. No. That hasn't, has that been a reason? Yes. Has that been most of the reasons? No.
Yeah.
Every reason you could possibly think of. We want to try something new. We were curious. She became bisexual. He became bisexual. She does anal and I don't do anal. So we're finding someone that could fulfill that for her. She had a fantasy. He had a fantasy. We ran into some friends and they were like, come to the club. And we kind of fell in and said, let's do this. There are hundreds of reasons why people get in, stay in, and leave.
Yeah.
Hundreds of reasons. But people are in relationships that they can be authentically honest. And they could say to the partners, I was looking at that guy over there. I thought he was hot. I want you to meet him. I think maybe we could play together. I'm interested to see how he fucks.
Yeah.
Or it could be something as simple as, I just want to kiss some people. I don't want to have sex with anybody. It could be something as simple as, we don't want to have sex with anybody. We just want other people to watch us have sex. They're exhibitionists. Right. Exhibitionists are also in the swinger community. Or we don't want to have sex with anybody else. We don't want to kiss nobody. We just want to watch other people have sex.
Right.
And here we can do that without judgment. We don't want, we just want to be around people that are open-minded. We don't want to have nobody watch us have sex. We don't want to watch nobody have sex. We just like being around people who are open-minded, non-judgmental, and love to travel. So we're traveling with this group all over the world. Last September, was my 22nd cruise in the last 10 years because I present my seminars and sell my products on adults only cruises, adults only hotel takeovers at swinger resorts, as well as sex expos and conferences. So different groups bring me in to present. So I do seminars on sexual health and wellness for both men and women. I do seminars on spanking, spanking for lovers, your ass or mine, erotic spanking.
Hey.
I do spanking. Yeah. I do seminars spanking. Yeah, I do seminars on. I do a seminar called "When Your Hips Don't Lie: Sex Positions for All Body Types," using the Liberator sex pillows for people who may have mobility issues, right? Or maybe you wheelchair bound, right? We show them how to use the pillows that makes it more comfortable for them. I do seminars on introduction to ethical non-monogamy. I do seminars on mastering communication by using your words on communication. I do seminars on jealousy. Like I do a seminar called Jealousy, Understanding the Intersection between I love you and fuck off.
We had one comment. She says, I may need that spanking seminar. So, somebody might be interested in that one.
There's a great book on my website called Spanking for Lovers on Organic Lovin', LOVEN.com. My seminar is based on that book. So if you get the book until you can find me at a seminar, of course it's gonna be more fun at the seminar. And I love to spank, but the book will give you the how-tos, it gives you the anatomy, where not to spank, how to spank a man, especially if he's bigger than you, and how do you do that, and also be careful if he's bent over like a table, you got to watch out for things like low-hanging fruit.
Exactly.
Make sure he pulls all the fruit out, not unless he's into CBT, which is cock and ball torture. That's a whole nother class. So
that sounds
don't shake your head, no, Pierre. Oh yeah.
He said no.
It is. That's why it's called cock and ball torture. The operative word is torture, but some men are into that. I went to a cock and ball torture class to learn how to do it. Well, it was
there's a right way and a wrong way to do that.
Sure. Yeah, you don't want to cause permanent damage.
Yeah.
You just want to cause enough pain that I'm thinking about doing a seminar on biting. One that was like, I discovered biting. I came home, was like, bite me. He was like, I am not biting you. Fine, I'm going back to Florida so I can get hit properly. That man bit me from my neck to my ankles, just everywhere. And then now it's my kink biting.
It's your kink. Hey.
Do you know the difference between a kink and a fetish? It is. It's good. No. Okay, so
explain.
A kink is something that you find sexually arousing that is considered outside of the norm.
Oh, okay.
But you don't necessarily need to have it. So I'm going to use shoes, right? Some people are like, shoe fetish. Let's say every time Angela puts on those red stiletto shoes, Pierre gets very excited. And he wants to have sex with you with those shoes on. But it's not required that you wear them. But when you do wear them, it's hot, right? So that's a kink. Because every time you wear them red shoes, it don't happen with the blue ones, it happen with the red stilettos,
right? About to be on.
And shoes, right? You know it's about to be on, right? You come home and she and them red stilettos cooking dinner. Talk about, hey baby, I made your favorite meal. You're like, shit, fuck that meal on your knees. I'll eat after you. Right? A fetish is something that you find sexually arousing that's considered outside the norm, but it is required in order for you to be sexually aroused. So if she doesn't wear the red stilettos, you won't be aroused.
Yeah.
You must have that thing. in order for you to be aroused. So a fetish, the thing considered that's arousing for you, that's considered outside the norm, like shoes or the foot in the shoe or you wearing leather or silk or feathers, you know, you must have that in order to be sexually aroused. But if it's only sexually arousing, but not required, but you really do find it arousing, it's a kink.
Okay. Learn something.
We learning every
things,
day.
So that
learn something new.
That that kind of like you come home here and she's in the red stilettos cooking dinner, but instead of waiting to the bedroom, you decide to be dominant that day and you say, on your knees.
On your knees.
And she turns off the stove and she gets on her knees and she serves you the most wonderful blowjob right there in the kitchen.
I love that. Serves me.
I love that. Well, my girlfriend Parrish has a seminar called "How to Give a BJ with a Heart Full of Gratitude," and yeah, she's done this seminar live with couples.
Yeah,
and it's not for women who don't want to give blowjobs. If a woman's like, I don't like sucking dick, well, this is not the seminar. This is for women who like, I would like to do it, but every time I do it, I feel icky. I don't feel it. I want to be better at it, but they've got some resistance because of maybe how they grew up, or sometimes the things our mothers told us when we were 15, right? Don't be out, don't be sucking dick. That's nasty. Only whores do that. Yeah. That's just gross. Right. You're gonna get some disease. But we become adults and that's stuck in our head. Right? Yeah. Now you're with your husband, but you can't get your mom out of your head, you see. Right. And being able to release that judgment of your mom and now to think about, how can I give this man something that he really desires in a way that makes him feel good? Because not only do I love him, I am grateful for the husband that he is to me, or the boyfriend that this man provides for me. He puts money in the bank. He helps clean up the house. He helps with the kids. Right. And I love him. And I want to show my gratitude of the love that I have for him by giving him a blowjob, not just because he wants it, but also because it's hot and it makes me feel good that I have this power to seduce and please him in this manner. And it also gets me really hot and wet that I know I have this fucking power over him to do this to him and for him. And in the same seminar, to show the man how to receive the blowjob with a heart full of gratitude. That means don't put your hands on the back of her fucking head. Doing this. This is not a porno.
That's not it. Right.
This is not unless she takes your hands and goes, I like that. Keep your hands to yourself. Relax. Lay back. Enjoy it. Stop doing that. That's not a porno. Enjoy the blowjob. Relax. So, okay, relax. So,
I have one more question.
What we trying to end it? We about to end
it? Yes,
ma'am.
We're gonna bring it back on. I mean,
you gotta come back on.
This is not a one-time thing, because there's so much to talk about in this area that you can't just do it in one. We could be another 4 or 5 hours because there's so much to talk about. So we definitely gotta have. I mean, this is something, like I said, a lot of this stuff I'm like going, I would love to. I didn't know that. So, but when you're coaching, how does an ethical non-monogamy, how does it impact family dynamics? And what are some of the best practices for introducing children? Because we have a couple friends, a friend that are a couple friends that, have their adult children, but they introduced them to it. And I was like, at first I was thinking, why would you tell your kids? So is that something that when you're coaching and your couple, your people you're coaching have kids, is this something you talk about with them, and what's that conversation like?
Yeah, we told our children, right?
Okay.
They were adults. You have to first consider the age of the children, because children do not understand adult relationships in general, let alone the dynamics of how they may expand and how love may expand. So if you have young children, and you have to consider the depth of the relationship. But because children don't understand adult relationships, we know sometimes you're dating somebody 6 months and then it don't work out, right? Or you're dating 2 years and it don't work out.
Right.
So at some point, you have to figure, okay, how old are the kids? If they're still young, there's no reason for them to know until such time that you all are secure enough to know this is a relationship that we're not only telling the children, we're telling our parents and their parents, because this person is going to be part of our family dynamic.
Oh, okay.
Forever, we're drawing up papers to have a committed relationship, because in our country, polygamy is illegal, right? But if you all decided that you were bringing another man or another woman into the relationship and this was serious, then if you are not just playing house, then you would draw up legal papers to protect that relationship. So I know a triad. They are polyamorous, but they're mostly polygynous, right? He has 2 wives. He and his first wife were married, I think, for 12 or 13 or 14 years when he had another girl, and then it became his second wife. And he's like, I have legal papers that if I was to become incapacitated, she has every right, just like the rights of my wife, by law. It's like you draw up a partnership, because the law, you could call somebody you can call someone anyone that you want, but you have to drop legal papers. So if they are adults, and again, you've come to the point where you don't want to be hiding things from your adult children, who now are in the position to understand adult relationships, and in the most recent 5 years, most people have heard of polygamy, polygyny, polyamory, and bisexuality. And you have a partner that you're like, we're not, this person's going to be here at Thanksgiving. And I want you to know this is our partner. Then then you want to let them know. So you have to determine, where are we in this relationship? Are we just kind of fucking? And if that's the case, it's nobody's business. We're just having sex, we're just having fun. It's nobody's business. But once it gets to the point where this is someone that you are calling your partner, and you are sharing things more intimate than the bedroom, there is love and care, this is a partnership, then at that point, again, depending on the age of the children, this couple that became a triad, she moved into the home. So, but their kids were teenagers at the time. So now you have to navigate, how does this other person fit in? Because she's not a stepmom, so to speak. And most children know that, oh yeah, my friend has 2 dads, my other friend has 2 moms, and they have a stepmom. And so having other dynamics is not too unheard of with kids in this generation. Because you have second and third families now, and people are getting remarried, and so it's not so like, oh, so you're just saying you got another girlfriend and mom's cool with it? Are you guys happy? Okay. They have friends who are polyamorous, or they have Muslim students, that who their father has other wives. So it's not like they haven't really heard of it. But you do have to, when introducing, you have to stand. I did coach a couple recently. He married 8 years, but he had been what's the freaking word? Infidelity for like 5 years with the second girl. So it's difficult to transition into being, you have to rebuild the trust with the first wife when she discovers that, infidelity. And now you're like, but I want to keep her. And she's been lied to. She knows about the wife, but she also knows you've been lying. So you almost have to start from ground zero with this relationship. Now that you have to rebuild the trust, and not just in your words, in your actions. So you have to talk. There's a lot of talking in ethical non-monogamy. In monogamy, you could just hold on to shit and don't say shit for 10, 15 years. I ain't never liked your mama's pot roast. What? People, I never liked Uncle Bobby. Fuck Uncle Bobby. In monogamy, people don't, and it eats away at their relationship, and it builds resentment. Why do we always have? We've been going to your mother's house every Thanksgiving. Why can't we go to my mother's house on Thanksgiving? But you don't say nothing. You go along with it, and you're just resentful of it. And people do that in monogamy and ethical non-monogamy, especially because you have more than one partner. You are almost forced to have these difficult conversations because now you have other people involved, emotions, and there is care. You know what I mean? There is care, and even when it's kind of just in a swinging scenario, you're at the resort for the week, and you make a connection, and you have some hot sex. You see him at breakfast the next day. You're still going to be like, "How you guys doing? You guys good?" Because you're human. You're going to care about people. So you're going to be like, "Man, that was so much fun last night. We should do it again." Yeah, no, we don't want to do it, but it was fun. Some people are one and done.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
They have sex one time and they don't have sex with the same. They never have sex with the same people twice. Wow. They always play together because people always play together because either A, they're protecting their relationship. They want to make sure your partner's not getting too emotionally involved. And I'm like, if they're already emotionally involved, they're having sex, or each partner loves watching the other partner have sex with other people. That's so hot for them. So they always play together. So people have their own boundaries, right? And boundaries are not borders. When you're setting boundaries, make sure you're not setting them to control your partner and to control your partner's emotions and to control the outcome of the situation. I'm not policing any adult. These are the boundaries we have, right? We'll always use condoms, or we'll always be safe. I always know where you are if we're separate, and who you're with, and when you're coming home, or and but don't fall in love. And I had a guy I saw, he was single at the resort, and he said his girlfriend 800 miles away told him he couldn't orgasm when he had sex.
What? What?
I'm like, you mean she told you not to come in somebody? No, I'm wearing a condom. I'm not supposed to come. First of all,
okay. That makes no sense.
First of all, why would you agree to that dumb shit when you are here alone with all these fucking asses and pussies everywhere? And you can fuck, but you can't come. So why would you agree? And second of all, how's she gonna know? Not that I'm encouraging you to lie, but
you're right. Yeah. That's
trying to control. I had boundaries with one of my partners, and he had a wife, and he and I, the wife and him obviously, but he and I were also what's called fluid bonded, meaning that we had gotten to the point in the relationship we were no longer using barriers because we had been tested. So all three of us got tested. Everybody was good. Okay, we are now fluid bonded. We were no longer use condoms. Okay. But he still was having sex with others because he was that guy. And just keep your condom on with all the rest of these chicks. He was like, of course, I will. Fine, no problem. And then he met a girl, and he got into NRE, New Relationship Energy. Oh my God, she's amazing. Oh, date, fucking. After about a month, he came to us and he said, I want a fluid bond with her. Like, you've known this chick for fucking weeks. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm coming to you. We're going to get tested next week. We'll bring you the test, but it's happening.
Oh.
What are our choices?
Yeah.
It's not my dick. It's his. I can't control the dick. It's his dick.
Yeah.
But only thing I can control is myself. I could choose to stop seeing him and break up with him.
Yeah.
I could choose to stop having sex with him. Or I could choose that he would now go back to wearing condoms with me. And that was my choice.
Okay.
No.
I can't. Fuck who you want. You will wear condoms with me.
Right.
I can only control myself. So when setting boundaries with your partner, I say you want to set boundaries, not borders. Borders are like the cement walls on the side of the canal that the boat goes under. You want to think of a boundary. It's fluid, like the shoreline. It's going to ebb and flow. And you will say, these are the boundaries that we set. But if you find yourself somewhere in a situation or whatever, and it's something that you really want to do, I'm going to ask you one thing. Consider me. Consider how is my partner going to feel if I do this, that, and the other.
Right.
And if you consider me and then you still like, this is what I want to do, then fucking go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I just want to be taken into consideration, but I am not going to be, I'm not policing you. You're a grown ass man, woman.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe this is the situation with Will and Jada Smith. They have been, I know those of us in the swinger community and the ethical non-monogamous community have known they have been open way before the public found out. I knew they were open years and years ago when they were on the couch with Oprah, and they've been married about 10 years. And Oprah said, how do you keep it hot and sexy? And she said, Will is his own man. If Will does whatever Will wants to do, and if he can look himself in the mirror in the morning and he's okay with it, I'm good with it. I said, oh, they're open. All of us in the community knew they were open. All this bullshit there was nothing new under the sun. But like everybody, they've been open forever.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
They've been open forever. Yeah, they've been open forever. You know, I don't necessarily think. I don't know if they've been swinging forever, but they've been open forever.
Okay. Forever. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, forever. So that's why I was like, the thing with the boy, I'm like, Will knew she was fucking that boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the public made a way bigger thing out of that than
it needed to be. Yeah.
So,
well, think about where we are, right? Well, I was going to say last thing. Think about where we are. We're raised monogamous. Right? Our parents are monogamous. Our family is monogamous. The church is set up for monogamy. And monogamy, the way we know it today, has only been around this way only the most recent 200 years. But marriages was not this way prior to this.
Yeah.
At all.
Okay.
It's only been around the most recent, the way we know it now. The laws are set up for monogamy, you know, but even for African, you know, for ethical non-monogamy, polygamy, polygyny, polyandry has been around for millennia. Marriage was a contract between two families. Angela's family had a beautiful daughter, 100 sheep and 200 acres of land. And Peter's family had a handsome son, 200 cows and 400 acres of land. And when they arranged for you two to be married, now this family became stronger in the community.
Stronger. Yeah.
You're stronger. Yeah. You had more land, more money. You had children to help work the land to grow whatever businesses the family had together.
Right.
You had more political power when these two wonderful, strong families got together. You know, if you were lucky, Angela, Pierre, there was love that came, but he was not the center of your attention. He was not, you know, your desire. He was not your everything. The stable boy might have been your desire. You said to make sure not to get pregnant by a stable boy. The cook might have been his desire. He has to make sure not to get the cook pregnant. And if he did fucking cook if he did, because that was his role as the man. And you knew about him fucking and cooking, you could have cared less because his contract was with you. He took care of you as the wife. His respect was to you. He wouldn't just have babies all over the place, but he might have had a mistress and another family, but she knew her place. You were the wife. The contract between your families were with your family and his family. And again, if you were lucky, love came. But the respect of that, of the roles stayed. You see. So not until not until the romantic era and the church and Christianity came along did it start to slowly change. And you complete me. I'm already a whole. I came to you as a whole person.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. As in the relationships, we come hopefully as whole people.
Yep.
Any last question, babe?
Well, I have plenty of other ones, but we're gonna save it for the next one because we have to have you back on it. So I can ask more questions.
Yeah, because this is a huge topic. This is not one of those topics you can just do one and done. So but I really want to thank you because you have taught me a lot today. In this hour and a half, hour and 45, you've taught me a lot. So.
Thank you so much.
It's okay for me to walk by and spank your butt now. See,
we're gonna get in some teaching. We're gonna have them sign up.
Now, hold on, wait, hold on, Pierre. You can't. If you were going to spank, first of all, you gotta warm up the butt. You just can't be swinging from Georgia and slapping that ass. That's why she don't like this. You look too hard.
Thank you.
I gotta warm it up first.
Yes, I'm serious. You can't just be slapping the ass hard, because if you want her to like it, then you gotta start soft. Start with the panties on in the bed. I'm gonna give you a quick lesson. Start with the panties on in the bed. You're gonna start soft. You're gonna add like some kisses in between the hits, right? Some kisses all over. Maybe a couple little light pinches here and there. Right. Then you're gonna slap each cheek one at a time. Then you got open hand, closed hand, and cuff.
About the back end.
Different sensations. Well, you can do up and down like this. You can do wax on, wax off. You can add a little breath play.
Okay.
You can add a little hair pull. You can add a little nibble here and there. But you have to ask her, do you like that? Bow. Do you like it like that? Is that too? So you want to warm it up because she's light. So you can, while the panties on, just that, and then look and watch when the blood comes up to the skin, then you'll feel it. It'll be warm to the touch. Then she'll be able to take a harder hit because the endorphins would have kicked in. And then whisper a few little naughty things in her ear.
Okay.
Warm it up.
Warm it up.
And then send me video.
Will do. We'll talk about it on the next show.
So Taylor, how can people get in touch with you? How can they, follow you?
Yeah, my website and all social media is organiclovin, LOVEN.com.
Okay.
I'm on IG, YouTube. My own podcast is Sisters of Sexuality, 5 Shades of Play. And that's on Spotify and iTunes. Thank you. And you guys should come on. You should come on my podcast.
Sure.
I would love to have you and talk about your coaching and how you coach. Okay, I'm going to email you when we get off. Yay! Okay. I would love to. And I am building my library of all of the top Black and brown sex educators, coaches, therapists. I want them all in one spot because the magazines that once a year they go, follow these coaches. I'm like, but there's so many more. So I'm trying to interview as many as I can. And I would love both in monogamy, non-monogamy. It just, sex workers, all of it.
Sure.
Yay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We'd love to.
Yeah. So
and we'll put the information in our description. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that was it. That was it. Organic 11.
All right, we'll put that information in the description as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Please, follow Miss Taylor Sparks. She's an amazing woman.
Sex goddess.
Thank you.
Yes.
Learn some erotic education, and hey, we will definitely have her back on because we have plenty more questions for her, and hopefully you guys will start asking some questions too. So. All right, babe. And I think that's it for us today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.